If you're about to drop $200 on Washington real estate exam prep, watch this first. I've coached thousands of Washington candidates through this test. 3 of the 4 options most people pick will waste your money. I'll show you which one to choose, how to spot the bad ones, and the 2-week schedule that actually gets you ready. I'm Matt Wilson, licensed professor. I'm a licensed broker in Washington and California, 15 years teaching exam prep. Let's get to it. First, why Washington matters. The Washington exam isn't like Texas or Florida. The state portion is heavier on agency law and disclosure requirements than almost any other state. The math leans on prorations and Washington-specific excise tax calculations. And PSI delivers the test, which means the question style favors precise wording over tricky setups. Here's the thing most people miss. If your exam prep treats Washington like a generic national course with a state portion bolted on, you're going to walk in, see questions that don't look like anything you studied, and panic. That's why the pass rate for unprepared candidates in Washington sits well below the national average. Now the 4 options. I'll keep these anonymous, but you'll know which is which. Course A is the big national brand. You've seen the ads. Their question bank covers 50 states, which sounds impressive until you realize their Washington state portion content is about 10% of what you actually need. They get the basics right. They miss the agency disclosure nuances every single time, and Washington tests those hard. Course B is the cheap PDF option, usually under $50. It's not terrible if you're already strong on real estate concepts and just want a refresher. If this is your first time studying for the exam, it's not enough. No question explanations, no math walkthroughs. You're on your own with a stack of paper. Course C is the medium price subscription. Decent national content. Their Washington state portion was last updated in 2023, which means it's missing the post-2024 brokerage compensation rule changes. If you take their exam right now, you'll get questions about a regulatory system that doesn't exist anymore. Course D, full disclosure, is the one I built. Licensed professor. Updated for 2026, Washington specific from the ground up, 98.4% pass rate. I'm not going to spend 10 minutes selling you on it, I'll just say this. I'd recommend it whether or not I built it because the alternatives are leaving Washington candidates exposed on test day. Now here's the part nobody tells you. How to spot a pass rate claim that's lying. First, ask the company what their methodology is. Real pass rates report attempts, not just first-time test takers. They include only candidates who completed the full course. If a company won't tell you how they calculate their number, it's because the number doesn't survive scrutiny. Second, ask when they last updated their Washington content. If they can't give you a specific date inside the last 6 months, they're not current. Washington's Department of Licensing pushes rule updates regularly. A 2023 course is teaching you a state of the world that doesn't exist anymore. Third, ask for a refund policy. Real exam prep companies offer pass or refund. Padded courses don't because their actual pass rates are lower than what they advertise. The refund policy is the truth teller. If you've got 2 weeks until your exam, here's how to actually study. Days 1 through 3, hit the national fundamentals. Agency, contracts, financing, property ownership. Just the rules. Skip the edge cases. Days 4 through 7, switch entirely to Washington state portion content. Disclosure, agency relationships, Department of Licensing rules, excise tax, brokerage compensation rules. This is where most candidates underspend and where most exam questions live. Days 8 through 10, real estate math. 8 formulas, that's it. T-method, prorations, commission splits, capitalization rate, gross rent multiplier, loan to value, area calculations, and points. If you've got those 8 cold, you'll get every math question on the Washington exam. MJ has a separate video that walks through all 8. I'll link it in the description. Days 11 through 13, full-length practice exams under timed conditions. Don't stop the timer, don't look up answers. Sit for the full 90 minutes. Score yourself, find your weak spots, study only those. Day 14, rest, don't cram. The brain needs a recovery day or you walk in foggy. I've seen more candidates fail from day of fatigue than from not studying enough. If you're a week or 2 out from the Washington real estate exam, the link in the description goes straight to the Licensed Professor Washington course. State portion accurate, 2026 current, 98.4% pass rate. Click subscribe so you see the next video in this series, where I walk through that 2-week plan day by day with the actual question types you'll see. Why did the real estate agent bring a ladder to the exam? Because the questions were on another level. Yeah, MJ told me to stop with the dad jokes. Good luck on test day. You've got this.